Hello everyone! Salamat sa pagbisitang muli sa bahay ni Teacher Rocky. Ayan, so ito na nga ang ating pinakahihintay at marami na ang nagtatanong, Teacher Rocky, kailan ba lalabas ang ating portfolio? So on this video, we're going to talk about the portfolio for the PMES 2025 to 2026 para sa lahat ng mga beginning towards proficient teacher. Okay, dun muna tayo, isa-isa lang tayo ha, mahina ang kalaban. Ilalabas muna natin yung for beginning towards proficient teacher, pagkatapos nito, para naman sa proficient teacher, tapos highly proficient, and then distinguished teacher. Kaya natin yan. Sige, tiwala lang. Isa-isahin lang natin, okay? So, dahil ito na ang ating PMES portfolio, gusto kong umpisahan ang video na to sa pag-shoutout sa lahat ng mga nag-comment dun sa ating previous video, which is the EIPCRF, okay? Unahin na natin si Ma'am Jenaline Viceda. Sabi niya, hello po. Hi po, Ma'am! Sana nag-include ka na rin ng name of your school. And then, si Ma'am Gina Palomata. Ma'am Gina, Suki, shout out po sa mga teachers of Suwaon Elementary School. Shout out sa inyong lahat. Saan lugar ba tong Suwaon? Pa-comment naman down below. Hello po sa lahat ng mga teachers dyan. Si Ma'am Nance Tugnaw. Hello Ma'am Nance, na-miss na kita. Ang tipid mo naman mag-comment ngayon. Sabi niya, thank you. Salamat din po, Ma'am Nance. This is my Suki subscriber. Grabe, lagi itong naka-comment sa aking mga videos. Hello po, Ma'am. Kumusta ka na? And then, we also have Ma'am Vilma Roaring. Hello po, teacher. Pwede po pa-send ng link. Sana, Ma'am, napanood mo yung ating video, ha? Kung paano kumuha ng mag-request ng link ng EIPCRF, okay? Kasi nagbibigay na ako. Marami na akong nabigyan ng link na ito. And then, si Ma'am Emily Pasqua. Subscribe dan. Thank you so much, Ma'am. Maraming salamat po sa pag-subscribe. Si Ma'am Manu Palabio. Pa-share po ng template share. Salamat. Okay, Ma'am. Panoorin nyo lang po yung video. Nandun po yung ating instruction on how to get this template. Hello po, Teacher Rocky from Isabela City po. Hello, Ma'am. Si Ma'am Arlene. Hello po sa lahat ng mga taga Isabela City. Ano pong school kayo, Ma'am? Comment din natin yung name ng ating school. And then we also have si Ma'am Jenny V. Ruiz. Dan po, Ma'am. Naku, ano kayang nagawa ni Ma'am? Ano kaya ang nadan niya? Kung nag-subscribe ka, Ma'am, maraming salamat and thank you so much sa pag-follow sa Facebook. And please send your request to our Facebook Messenger. Si Ma'am Jocelyn Higwit. Hello po, thanks po. Salamat din, Ma'am. Si Edison John Cabanes. Hello po, subscribe po, Dan. Salamat, sir. And then si Maxwell Medrano, pa-access po. Naku po, hindi naman siguro ATM account ang gusto mo ma-access, sir, ha? Panoorin mo lang po yung ating video para makakuha ka ng link sa ating EIPCRF. Hello po, pa-share po ng link. God bless po, sabi ni Ma'am Bernadette Rocha. And then si Ma'am Winnie Avila N4R, pa-access po. Sabi niya, hello Ma'am. Galing naman kay Ma'am Marjorie Salviejo. Hi po, Ma'am. Pwede po ba pa-send link for the IPCRF? Hello sa'yo, Ma'am. Si Ma'am Vivian Ferrer. Ma'am, pwede po ba pa-send ng link? Naku. Si Ma'am Bernadette Irma Cabalya. Hello, Ma'am. Hello, Ma'am Suki. Ma'am Bernadette. Hello po. Thank you po sa pa-shoutout. Ayan, dahil nag-comment ka, shoutout ka uli. Thank you, Ma'am. Si Kim Jun. Kim Ji-yun. Dan subscribing po, pasend po ng template with protection password. Yung pong aking binibigay na link ay wala na pong protection password yun. You just have to follow kung paano ko po siya ginawa dun sa video. Okay? And then we also have from Anale, GDB, Anale. Thank you so much, Ma'am Rocky. God bless you po. Napakalaking tulong po nito sa katulad kong bagong hire at hindi alam kung paano mag-accomplish nito. Salamat po at wag po sana kayong magsawang mag-share ng knowledge at tumulong. Maraming salamat sa iyo, Ma'am. Thank you for this wonderful comment. Sige po, you just watch the video para po kahit papano ay mag-guide kayo. Step by step kung paano po mairaos ang ating PMES. We also have one from Ma'am Carmela Mananghaya. Pa-share in template, Ma'am. Ayan. And si Ma'am Jincy Galindo Tabaldo. Thank you so much, Ma'am. Napakalaking tulong ng mga videos mo sa amin. Ay, maraming salamat po for that comment. Ako po ay natutuwa na ako ay nakakatulong sa inyong lahat. Now, sa lahat po nang nagre-request ng link na ito, panoorin nyo lang po yung ating video kasi nandun po lahat ng instruction, okay? Nandun lahat ng instruction. So, you just have to subscribe to this channel, follow nyo po yung ating Facebook page, mag-send kayo sa ating messenger account ng inyong request for this link. Kasi hindi naman natin ma-send dito sa YouTube comment yun eh. Dun lang tayo sa messenger makakapag-send ng link. Ano po? So, dun lang tayo mag-uusap para ma-send ko sa inyo ang link. Maraming salamat po! Ayan, so ito na ang ating PMES Portfolio 2025 to 2026 para sa lahat ng beginning towards proficient teachers o yung mga teachers 1 to 3. Pero bago yan, disclaimer muna po, nakasaad sa ating DM 089 series of 2025. That's number 60, under number 60, no portfolio for performance assessment shall be collected. Ayan, nilinaw po dyan na hindi po magko-collect ng portfolio. So, gumagawa tayo ng portfolio para sa ating personal record, okay? Yun totoo. Pandang huli, may manghihingi din yan, may magpapasubmit din yan ng portfolio. Kayo talaga. Okay, malinaw yan sa ating DM. Another one on number 68 of this memorandum, submission of physical portfolio is not required. Naka-bold pa yan. However, to support mid-year and year-end assessments, teachers are encouraged to engage in self-monitoring and maintain a personal record of accomplishments related to the non-classroom observable indicators. Moreover, documents for classroom observable indicators are cross-cutting and targeting multiple objectives. Thus, there is no need to reproduce or duplicate copies of documents per objective. Ayan, malinaw yan ha. Ang ating classroom observable indicators are objective 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 10. Okay, so siyam yan. Isang document lang ang hinihingi dyan. Isang COT lang, isang classroom observation lang ang pinapagawa sa atin ngayong school year. So, isang COT lang yan, nandyan na lahat yung siyam na objective na yan. Para sa mga non-classroom observable indicator, it is advised that we keep track, we keep record nung mga isasubmit natin o yung sinama natin ng mga non-classroom observable indicator para na magpaliwanag kung paano tayo nakakuha ng score sa mga objective na to. So, we keep track of that record. So, for the purpose of keeping record and filing these documents, we came up with a portfolio. So, nandito na lahat. In the future, if you will need to come back, to go back to all these documents, madali na nating hanapin. That's why we have the portfolio. Okay? So, this is our portfolio for all beginning towards proficient teacher for school year 2025 to 2026. So this is our performance management and evaluation system or PMES school year 2025 to 2026 portfolio for beginning towards proficient teacher. So this is from teacher 1 to 3. Okay? So ang ating first page for this portfolio is the teacher's profile. So, linagyan ko lang ng teacher's profile just to, you know, put your name and your position and your profile. Okay? And if I may add, ang lahat po ng idinagdag natin at ilinagay natin sa portfolio na ito ay base sa ating PMES tool for beginning towards proficient teachers, okay? From DepEd Memorandum 089, Series of 2025, okay? So, the next page will be the table of contents. So, we have 6 KRAs, and we'll start with KRA 1, Content Knowledge and Pedagogy. So for KRA 1, we have 3 objectives under KRA 1, and all of these objectives only ask for a classroom observation tool. Kaya pinagsama-sama na natin siya dito. Kasi para mas mabilis at mas maiksi lang yung ating portfolio, okay? Dahil isa lang naman ang hiningi niya and we only have 1 classroom observation, linagay na natin sila sa isang page. So that is for objective 1 to 3. The means of verification is classroom observation tool, rating sheet, or inter-observer agreement form, okay? So, ayan, in-attach ko lang at hin-highlight ko yung score for classroom observable indicators 1 to 3 kasi yun yung objective 1 to 3 natin. Saka ko linagyan ng annotation na objectives 1 to 3 are all under KRA 1 and the means of verification are all COT. So, I have attached here my COT which shows my rating on these objectives. For objective 1, I got the score of 6, which is equivalent to 5 in the PMS rating. While for objectives 2 and 3, I got the score of 5, which is equivalent to 4 in the PMES rating. Okay? So, okay na yan sa ating objective 1 to 3. Next one is for KRA 2. Ang KRA 2 has 2 objectives, objective 4 and 5. At ganun din, ang means of verification na hiningi dito is our classroom observation tool pa rin. Okay? So, ihiniwalay ko lang to kasi nga different KRA na siya. So, for KRA 4 and 5, ilalagay lang natin o ipapakita lang natin ang ating score for classroom observable indicator 4 and 5, okay? Kasi yun yung, dun manggagaling yung ating rating. So, for objective 4 to 5, these are all under KRA 2 and the means of verification are all COT. So, I have attached here my COT which shows my rating on these objectives. For both objectives, 4 and 5, I got the score of 5 which is equivalent to 4 in the PMES rating, okay? So, tapos na agad tayo sa KRA 2. Next one, we'll go to KRA 3, Diversity of Learners. Under KRA 3, we have Objective 6. Ang Objective 6 po, ang means of verification pa rin, ay ang ating COT. So, there is only one objective, that is Objective 6 under KRA 3. And the means of verification is also COT. So, I have attached here my COT which shows that my score on this objective is 6. Which is equivalent to 5 in the PMES rating. Okay? So, tapos na ang KRA 3. Ang KRA 4 naman, Curriculum and Planning. So, under Curriculum and Planning, we have 4 objectives. Objective 7, 8, 9, and 10. Dito medyo nagkahiwa-hiwalay na sila. Kasi for Objective 7, ang means of verification is COT. That's Classroom Observable Indicator number 7. So, i-highlight mo lang yan. Tapos, sabihin mo lang sa annotation yung score mo dito, which is 5 and equivalent to 4 in the PMES rating. Now, ang Objective 8 kasi ay iba ang hinihinging means of verification. So, para sa Objective 8, ang means of verification, let's consult the PMES tool. So, that is for Objective 8. Okay? So, Objective 8, participated in collegial discussions that use teacher and learner feedback to enrich teaching practice. Okay, for this objective, we will be rated according to the quality and timeliness of our attachment or the means of verification. Punta muna tayo dun sa timeliness. Magkakaroon tayo ng outstanding score if we participated in collegial discussions on teacher and learner feedback across 4 quarters. So, dapat bawat quarter meron tayong participation sa collegial discussion. Ano ba yung collegial discussion? This can be a learning walk, yung magbibisita kayo, you agree to visit a teacher, mag-observe sa klase niya, and find the best practices, and then you're going to talk about it and give feedback. Or you can also use the coaching session, coaching and mentoring. Yun yung halimbawa, nag-classroom observation ka, tapos after that, nagkaroon kayo ng post-conference o kahit yung pre-conference na binigyan ka ng feedback ng iyong rater, okay? And you learn from it. So, yun yung mga collegial discussion. It could also be LAC session or department meeting, okay? Or FGD, okay? Focus group discussion. Basta ang topic nyo is about the use of teacher and learner feedback to enrich teaching practice. Dapat yun yung topic para magamit mo sa objective na ito, okay? So, kung naka-attend ka sa mga, nagkaroon ka ng participation dito sa mga collegial discussion na to, discussing this objective, for every quarter, bawat quarter, yun ang magiging attachment mo. So, ano ba yung hinihinging mga attachment? Kung naka-attend, nakag-participate ka dito sa mga collegial discussions na to, dapat meron kang proof of attendance, okay? Pwede mo yung i-attach proof of attendance mo dito sa collegial discussion na to. O kaya learning journal, okay? Showing the teacher's reflection. Umattend ka dito sa collegial discussion na to that discusses the use of teacher and learner feedback to enrich teaching practice. Tapos nagawa ka ng learning journal or yung reflection journal, okay? So, that's another attachment. And pangatlo, accomplishment report o kaya minutes of LAC session na inattendan mo, nag-participate ka, tapos nagkaroon ka ng part doon, okay? Meron kang, isa ka sa speaker, nag-discuss ka, or nag-share ka ng mga insights about the use of teacher and learner feedback to enrich teaching practice. So, dapat, kada quarter, nagkakaroon tayo ng collegial discussion kahit hindi laging LAC session, basta collegial discussion that uses this objective para magkaroon tayo ng attachment. Dapat kahit na lumabas yung ating DepEd memorandum ng late na October, eto namang objective na to, this PPST indicator is also part of our previous RPMS and PMES. So, dapat ginagawa na talaga natin to every year, okay? Nagkakaroon tayo lagi ng collegial discussion. Anyway, so for this objective, so that is KRA 4. Okay, so for this objective, nag-attach ako ng apat na MOVs per quarter. So, yung first quarter ko, ito ay reflection journal. Nagkaroon ka ng coaching session with your rater, tapos nagbigay siya ng feedback, so you created a reflection journal about it. That is an attachment. Another attachment for the second quarter, say you attended a meeting that discusses the use of teacher and learner feedback, to improve, to enrich teaching practice. Meron kang attendance sheet. That's an attachment already. Pwede na rin yun. On the third quarter, nagkaroon kayo ng LAC session, tapos naging part ka nung LAC session na yon. Pwedeng naging speaker ka, o kaya nag-share ka ng insights. Dapat merong minutes of the meeting, okay? Merong minutes of the meeting, tapos maiha-highlight mo dun sa minutes of the meeting yung naging part mo sa discussion, okay? So, yung naka-yellow na yan, yun yung naging part ko sa discussion. That's proof that I was part of the discussion. I shared insights, okay? So, that's for my third quarter. Tapos sa fourth quarter naman, naggawa na rin ako ng reflection journal. So for example, we did the learning walk, 'di ba? May kasama akong mga teacher, nag-observe kami doon sa klase ng isa, we gave feedback, 'di ba? We got suggestions, tapos nagawa ako ng reflection journal tungkol doon. So that's for my fourth quarter. That means yung timeliness ko na-achieve ko yung outstanding, which is a score of 5. So, kung ang mailalagay lang natin ay 3 attachment lang on 3 quarters, that's 4, score of 4. Pag sa 2 quarter lang, 3 lang yon. Pag isang quarter lang, that's 2. Now, halimbawa, meron tayong 4 na available attachment. Meron tayong attendance sheet, may reflection journal tayo, meron tayong, ang tawag dito, minutes of the meeting, minutes of the LAC session, accomplishment report. Pero it all happened in 1 quarter. Hindi natin pwedeng ilagay yon, okay? Dapat, bawat quarter, isa lang. So, kung 4 ang attachment mo in the same quarter, lahat nasa fourth quarter, isa lang ang magagamit mo dyan. Tapos, humanap ka ng attachment that happened in the third quarter, second quarter, and first quarter. Okay? Maliwanag yun ha. Kada quarter ang attachment natin. Kahit anong attachment, basta kada quarter meron tayo. Okay? Any of these attachment. Now, para sa quality, magkakaroon ka ng highest possible score sa quality if you shared insights and or suggestions on the effective use of teacher and learner feedback during LAC session, meeting, other collegial discussions to enrich teaching practice as evidenced by MOV3. Ito na nga yung tinasabi ko kanina. Sa MOV3, dapat meron tayong minutes at dapat na ipakita natin doon. Na-highlight natin doon sa minutes of the meeting na yon or accomplishment report na yon, yung naging participation natin during the session, during the LAC session or during the meeting. Dapat nakalagay doon ang pangalan mo. Si Raquel Abantaw ay nag-discuss ng ganito, ng ganito, ng ganyan. Okay? Naka-highlight doon. Yun ang magagamit natin para magkaroon tayo ng highest possible score. So, for my example, dito sa third quarter, nag-attach ako ng minutes of the meeting. Yung nakadilaw na yan, hinighlight ko, yung naging participation ko during the meeting. Okay? So, that's a proof na ikaw ay makakakuha ng outstanding score, which is score, highest possible score. Ngayon, 4 lang ang magiging score mo kung ikaw ay nag-reflect lang. Yun na yung pinakang nailagay mo. Wala kang minutes of the meeting, wala kang na shared insights, pero meron kang reflection journal, so you get 4. Kung ikaw ay nakapag-complete ng LAC session or other collegial discussion, tapos, ang nai-attach mo lang ay MOB1, proof of attendance lang. Wala kang reflection journal, wala kang minutes of the meeting that highlights your shared insights. So, you get 3. Ngayon, kung nag-attend ka lang, wala ka namang, hindi mo na kumpleto yung LAC session, hindi mo natapos, basta nag-attend ka lang, nag-attendance sheet ka lang, then you get score of 1 or 2. Okay? So, yun yung ating objective number 8. So, for objective 9 and 10 naman, dahil ang means of verification naman ito, this is Classroom Observable Indicator. So, ang means of verification ito ay yung ating COT. Attach uli natin yung ating COT. At i-highlight natin yung naging score natin sa indicator 8 and 9 because yun yung objective 9 and 10. Tapos, isabihin lang natin yung score at yung equivalent PMES rating. Then, we're going to KRA 5, Assessment and Reporting. So, for assessment and reporting, meron tayong dalawang objective, objective 11 and 12, and they are both non-classroom observable indicators. Okay, so pumunta muna tayo sa Objective 11. For Objective 11, monitored and evaluated learner progress and achievement using learner attainment data. So for this objective, quality lang ang ating tinitingnan dito, okay? So we can attach any one of the following documents: class record, test result and analysis, remedial and intervention program plan, and then report on remedial and intervention program. Okay? So, ito na yung accomplishment report. Okay? So, paano tayo magkakaroon ng highest possible score na outstanding? Dahil quality lang naman ang ina-assess dito. Ano? So, magkakaroon tayo ng score of 5 if we implemented the intervention plan based on learner attainment data as evidenced by MOB4. So, kung yung MOB4 ang mailalagay natin, we get the highest possible score. So, ano yung MOB4? Dapat nagkaroon tayo ng intervention program, okay? Remedial and intervention program. Pero dapat nagkaroon din tayo ng accomplishment after this. Naggawa tayo ng accomplishment report. So hindi lang natin dinevelop, di lang tayo naggawa ng remedial and intervention plan, na isagawa natin ito, and after that we made an accomplishment report out of this. Okay? So yun yung ating MOBs para magkaroon ng highest possible score. So very satisfactory or 4 lang kung nag-develop lang tayo ng remedial and intervention program plan. Okay? Nag-develop lang tayo pero hindi natin natapos, hindi natin naisagawa. So wala tayong accomplishment report. But we have the plan. So we get the score of 4. Now, score of 3 or satisfactory if we monitored and evaluated learner progress and achievement with interpreted learner attainment data as evidenced by MOV2. Test result and analysis, meron tayo, okay na yon, but we only get 3. Okay? Pwede ng attachment yon pero satisfactory lang. And then, unsatisfactory if we only monitor the learner progress and achievement with available recorded learner attainment data as evidenced by MOB1, class record. Class record lang meron tayo, tapos hindi naman tayo nagawa ng test result and analysis, tapos hindi tayo nagawa ng intervention program, tapos hindi tayo nakagawa ng accomplishment report, and that's unsatisfactory or 2. So, dapat lagi tayo dun pupunta, we always aim for the highest possible score. So, kung meron tayong minomonitor natin yung progress ng ating mga estudyante, nakita natin na may iba doon na nag-struggle, and then based on the test results and analysis, we have to create a development remedial and intervention program plan. Tapos, pag nagawa tayo ng remedial and intervention program plan, we see to it na natin yon, na isagawa natin yon, and at the end of it, gagawa tayo ng accomplishment report. And that will give us the highest possible score. So, therefore, ang ilalagay natin ditong attachment for Objective 11 is the accomplishment report for a remedial and intervention program plan. Okay? Nagawa ako ng program plan na isagawa at pagkatapos, ito na yung accomplishment report. Okay? So, dapat to ay noted by your department head o kaya ng inyong school head. Okay? So, hindi pwedeng ginawa mo lang pero wala namang nakasaksi. Okay? So, dapat noted to. Okay? So, there, nakagawa tayo ng accomplishment report. So, ibig sabihin, meron tayong outstanding score of 5. For Objective 11 naman, ito medyo madugo din ang Objective 11 kasi ang hinihingi sa Objective 11 ay quality, efficiency, at timeliness. Okay. Communicated promptly and clearly the learner's needs, progress, and achievement to key stakeholders including parents and guardians. So, ano yung mga means of verification? We can attach any of the following documents. Sample of corrected test paper. Nag-exam tayo, may na-checkan na natin, binigay natin sa parents, pinapirmahan natin sa parents with date of receipt nakalagay dun yung may petsa ng na-receive ng parent yon at meron din silang linagay na feedback. Okay, that's one. O kaya, we also have narrative documentation or minutes of the meeting with our key stakeholders. So, that includes PTA, SGC, SPT, CPC, and others. Okay? Minutes of the meeting. Dapat tong meeting dito, hindi to basta meeting na kahit anong meeting lang na ginawa natin. Dapat dito sa meeting na to, we communicated promptly and clearly the learner's needs, progress, and achievement to the key stakeholders. Tungkol doon dapat yung meeting na to para maisama natin dito. Another one, report card with parents or guardian's signature and feedback in all quarters supported by minutes of the meeting. So yung report card na pinirmahan ng mga parents at may attachment na minutes of the meeting kung kailan tayo nagkaroon ng distribution nitong report card na to. Okay? Another one, communication log with key stakeholders. That is the parent, guardians, co-teachers, or LGU using various modalities. Pwedeng form of letters, o kaya text messages, o kaya sa messenger, kahit anong communication log. Basta ang pinag-uusapan nyo ay tungkol sa learner's needs, progress, and achievement to key stakeholder. Okay? And iba pa. Kung may iba pa kayo naiisip na attachment that tackles this objective, pwede nating ilagay nun. Basta we have to specify and provide annotation. Okay? So here, we're going to be rated as to the quality, efficiency, and timeliness of our MOVs. Punta muna tayo sa efficiency. So, dapat meron tayong 4 na MOVs na mai-attach para magkaroon ng score 5. Pag 3 lang, 4 ang score. Pag 2 lang, 3 ang score. Pag 1 lang, 2 ang ating score. Okay? any of these documents na nabanggit natin. Any of that, kung meron kang 4, pasok ka na sa 5 ng efficiency. Timeliness, okay? Punta tayo sa timeliness. Dapat ang MOVs na present natin showed prompt communication of learners' needs, progress, and achievement across 4 quarters, okay? So, kung meron tayong 4 na attachment at yon ay nangyari ng iba't ibang quarter, all 4 quarters, then we get 5 in efficiency and 5 in timeliness. Kung meron tayong 4 attachment, pero sa 3 quarters lang yung nangyari, pwedeng 2 sa first quarter, 1 sa second, 1 sa third, wala sa fourth. So, that's only 4 for the timeliness. So, dapat 4 ang attachment natin to get 5 in efficiency. Tapos, bawat isa doon ay nakalagay sa bawat quarter to get 5 in timeliness. Okay? Paano naman tayo mag-outstanding sa quality? Dapat daw, we have secured commitment and agreement from key stakeholders including parents, guardians, on the communicated learners' needs, progress, and achievement as evidenced by MOVs presented. So, dapat meron tayong commitment and agreement, nakasulat na commitment and agreement with the key stakeholders. Example, the parents. May nirelate mo o diniscuss mo sa parent yung status, yung progress ng kanyang anak o ng iyong estudyante, tapos nagkaroon kayo ng commitment and agreement kung paano ito matutulungan, kung paano ma-improve yung kanyang progress, okay? O kung paano pa natin ma-highlight ang progress ng estudyante na to. Meron kayong commitment and agreement na nakasulat. At pirmado mo, pirmado ng parent, pirmado din ng estudyante. Yun yung pwede mong gamitin para magkaroon ka ng outstanding score. Okay? So, for this, naglagay tayo ng ating MOV, sample MOVs for Objective 12. We have for the first quarter, corrected test paper. Okay? Okay na yan. Meron na tayong isa. For the second quarter, minutes of meeting with parents. So, nagkaroon ka ng minutes of, nag-meeting with the parents na kung saan pinakita mo yung mga progress ng kanyang mga estudyante. You create or you make minutes of that meeting. That's another attachment. So, that's one for the second quarter. Tapos, naglagay tayo sa third quarter. Naglagay ako ng document of commitment and agreement. So, for example, meron kang estudyante. So, dito sa example na to, may estudyante na medyo nalileft behind. So, pinatawag mo si parent, kasama yung nanay niya, kasama yung anak niya, at tapos pinag-usapan nyo paano matutulungan itong estudyante na to. So, you agreed on what each of you has to do. For example, the teacher is willing to do remedial class, nakalagay dyan. Tapos, and everything. And kung ano pang pwedeng gawin ng teacher. Yung student naman, ito ang kanyang agreement or commitment na sa-attend siya ng remedial class, magiging active na sa klase. Tapos, si parent naman, ang kanya naging commitment is i-monitor yung kanyang anak, magiging present to, kung tinatawag siya ng teacher to discuss about the progress of her son. So, yun yung mga naging commitment. Yun yung mga naging agreement. Then, it is signed by the teacher, the parent, and also the student. Pero, syempre, kung ang estudyante nyo nasa elementary level, hindi na natin kailangang papirmahin pa yung estudyante. Because my example includes yung estudyante in senior high school. So, i-include na natin sa agreement. Pero, kung ito ay nasa lower level na halimbawa ng elementary, pwede na nating parent and teacher lang ang naka-signature. Okay? And then, another one, I have the report card with signature in all 4 quarters. Tapos, sinama ko doon yung minutes of the meeting nung distribution ng card na yan. Okay? So, yun na yung another attachment natin. So, meron akong 4 attachment and they all happened in 4 different quarters. So, meron akong outstanding sa efficiency, meron din akong outstanding sa timeliness. At dahil nagkapag-attach ako nung commitment and agreement document with the parent, that would give me 5 points or outstanding in the quality. Kasi yun yung hinihingi sa quality para maging outstanding. So, that's our objective number 12. Now, we go to objective number 13. That's under KRA 6, Personal Growth and Professional Development. So for this KRA, we only have two objectives, 13 and 14. So punta tayo sa objective number 13. So objective number 13, we are only being assessed through the quality. So objective 13 applied a personal philosophy of teaching that is learner-centered. Okay? So dapat nakapag-apply tayo ng philosophy of teaching that is learner-centered. Ano yung mga kailangan nating MOVs? It could be a lesson plan, activity sheet, visual aids or instructional materials, assessment materials, o kahit ano pa. Basta makakapag-attach tayo, makakapaglagay tayo ng annotation describing the application of a personal philosophy of teaching that is learner-centered. So yung ating document may kakambal na annotation dapat. At pinapaliwanag mo sa annotation kung paano mo nagamit ang philosophy dito sa document na to or dito sa MOV na to, philosophy of teaching that is learner-centered. So we are only assessed through the quality. Makakakuha tayo ng 5 points if we have demonstrated a clear, theory-informed, learner-centered philosophy and justified how it shaped the design of instructional materials with strong alignment shown through specific and reflective annotation. Meron tayong isa dito sa mga document na to at nalagyan natin siya ng annotation. We will have a score of 4 if we articulated a learner-centered philosophy and explained how it informed the design and choice of instructional strategies with evident links in the annotation. Okay? Nag-articulate lang tayo pero hindi mo na-demonstrate ng mabuti. Okay? And then satisfactory, that's 3 if we only apply a personal philosophy. Okay? And then unsatisfactory if we only mention the teaching philosophy. Okay? So 2 points lang yon. So with this, nag-attach ako ng ating MOV. I have attached a lesson plan. At hin-highlight ko dyan kung ano yung mga part kung saan ko na ipakita yung teaching philosophy that is learner-centered. So nakapula dyan, naka-box ng red. And then with that, I attach an annotation. Dito sa annotation na to, in-explain ko na dito sa lesson plan na to kung paano ko ginamit at nai-apply ang aking teaching philosophy that is learner-centered. So, yun lang ilalagay mo dyan para magkaroon ka ng outstanding score. Now, let's move to the last objective, objective number 14. So, tingnan natin dito ang ating objective number 14 sa PMES tools natin. So, set professional development goals based on the Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers. Madalas na tong kasama lagi sa ating RPMS at PMES. So, gamay na natin to. So, for this objective, we will be assessed according to the quality, efficiency, and timeliness. Sa quality, magkakaroon tayo ng outstanding score if we attach a document that is the updated professional development goals during phase 2 of the PMES cycle as evidenced by MOB4. So, ang MOB4, updated IPCRF DP from phase 2. Kasi sa phase 2 ng ating PMES cycle, dun tayo nagagawa ng IDP or Individual Development Plan. Pero, at the end of the school year, pag natapos na natin lahat ng itong PMES na to, gagawin na nating IPCRF, i-update natin yung ginawa natin sa phase 2. So, pag na-update na natin yun na yung attachment natin to get 5 in the quality. Okay? So, efficiency. Lahat tayo magkakaroon ng quality, magkakaroon ng outstanding score dito sa quality. Kasi lahat naman tayo kailangan nating i-update yun eh. Hindi naman natin may sasubmit ang IPCRF kung hindi natin i-update ang individual development plan. So, we all will get the quality, outstanding for quality. Efficiency, magkakaroon tayo ng outstanding if we presented 4 acceptable MOVs. So, lahat tong acceptable MOVs na to, nag-attach tayo. We have the certification from the ICT na natapos natin yung ESAT, nakapag-submit tayo. Tapos, we did the IPCRF DP, Development Plan, plan from the phase 2. Ito yung unang development plan. Tapos, sa 4 naman, updated. And then, the mid-year review form. Lahat naman tayo gumagawa na, kailangan naman natin gawin talaga ang ISAT, diba? So, kailangan din natin gumawa ng development plan on phase 2. Kailangan din natin mag-accomplish ng mid-year review form, and we have to finish the IPCRF natin for submission. That includes updating the development plan. So, lahat yan, meron tayo niyan. I-attach lang natin lahat para magkaroon tayo ng outstanding. Sa timeliness, all 4 presented MOVs were accomplished within the prescribed PMES phase. O, dito na tayo magkakatalo-talo, okay? Malabo naman na itong lahat na to ay nagawa natin sa eksaktong RPMS phase or PMES phase. Bakit? Kasi lumabas lang itong lahat ng mga tools na to October na. In fact, yung IPCRF ay last month lang, last 2 weeks ago lang lumabas or last week lang lumabas yung IPCRF for this school year. So, definitely, walang makaka-outstanding dito, ha? Tingnan ko lang kung may maka-outstanding dito. Ang ISAT po, kalalabas lang ng October. Okay? So, hindi mo yun nagawa ng phase 1. Okay? Maaaring nakagawa ka ng ISAT ng phase 1, pero from previous tools. So, hindi yon. So, ang IPCRF-DP, maaaring nagkaroon ka ng IPCRF-DP from previous tool. Okay? Ang mid-year review form, pwede. Kasi lumabas ang ating PMES for this school year, October. So, pwedeng nagamit mo na right at that time yung ating MRF or mid-year review form. So, pwedeng on time yung MRF. At syempre, ating updated IPCRF-DP, on time na din yun. Kasi dito na yun sa last phase 4 na yan. So, dalawa lang dyan ang pwedeng on time. Yung dalawa, hindi yan, ha? Kahit anong gawin nyo, huwag nyo ipilit, ha? Hindi yan mag-on time. So, more or less, makakakuha lang tayo dito ng 3. Yan lang ang pwede natin. Kahit anong gawin natin, hindi natin makukuha ang highest possible score. Bawi tayo next year. Kasi ito din, same tool ang gagamitin natin. So, bawi tayo next year. Gawin na natin on every PMES cycle ang bawat isang document na ito. Okay? Dahil dyan, inattach na natin sa Objective 14 lahat ng mga hinihinging document. So, we have the certification from the school head or kung sino man ang in charge sa ating ISAT na na-accomplish na natin yung ISAT. Okay? We also have this is not certification. This is the IDP. Okay? The IPCRF Development Plan from Phase 2. So, dahil wala pa nga yung ating bagong tool, dito, sa time na ilinabas to, ang ginamit ko dito is yung ating IPCRF-DP from previous year. So, ibig sabihin nun, ito yung ito yung development plan ko. Ito yung kailangan kong i-develop for this school year. So, I got it from my previous PMES. And then, the mid-year review form, okay, attach lang natin yan, yung document. And then, yung ating IPCRF development plan updated. So, yun na, nailagay na natin yung 4 na document. So, meron na tayong quality 5 outstanding, and then efficiency outstanding, pwede rin yan. Pero sa timeliness, hindi tayo mag-outstanding kahit anong gawin natin. Okay? So, bawi tayo next year. Kung tutuusin, hindi naman natin kailangang ilagay itong mga attachment na to dito sa portfolio. This is only for the sake of demonstration, ano? Kasi ito naman ay sinasubmit natin, automatic naman isasubmit natin to sa dahil ang ating lahat to electronic na eh. Yung ISAT, dati electronic naman talaga, hanggang ngayon electronic. Yung MRF electronic din, yung IPCRF electronic din, sinasubmit natin yan online. So, matik yan. Pero if I were you, you grab a copy, a screenshot or a printed copy nitong ating mga document na to para lang sa ating sariling file para sa record natin, okay? So that's it. That is our PMES 2025 to 2026 for beginning towards proficient teachers, or our teachers 1 to 3. So, ayan na po ang ating Performance Monitoring and Evaluation System, PMES 2025 to 2026, para sa mga beginning towards proficient teachers o yung mga teachers 1 to 3. Ito na po yung ating portfolio, okay? So, if you want to avail this portfolio, I'm giving this portfolio para sa lahat ng ating mga subscribers dito sa YouTube channel at mga followers natin sa ating Facebook account. So, dapat naka-follow kayo sa Facebook account at naka-subscribe kayo dito sa YouTube channel. If you want to avail this portfolio, this also includes other files. So, meron tayo itong portfolio na to. Sinama ko na rin yung sample na MRF for beginning towards proficient teacher. Meron din tong phase 2 ng IPCRF Development Plan sample. Sinama ko na rin dito ang EIPCRF for 2025 to 2026. Meron na rin ditong sample ng IPCRF DP. At meron din tayong mga attachment or yung mga linagay nating documents for non-classroom observable indicators 8, 11, 12, 13 and 14. So, all in all, ang package na to ay may 17 na attachment. May 17 na documents, including yung ating PMES portfolio, okay? So, if you want to avail this portfolio, you send a message to my Facebook Messenger account, okay? Just send a message, tapos I will send you the copy, okay? I will send you the content, yung linalaman ng ating package, and then if you want to avail, then you can have it, okay? Let's talk in my Messenger account. Okay? So, that's it for our video for today. Sana po ay naintindihan nyo kung paano maglagay ng mga attachments sa ating portfolio. And kung paano magkaroon ng mga attachment that will give us the highest possible rating sa ating PMES. Because that is always our goal. Next video, ilalabas ko na ang ating PMES 2025 to 2026 para sa mga proficient teachers. So, yung ating mga teachers 4 to 7. Tama ba? Oo. So, yun ang ating next video, okay? So, if you have a comment, just put it on our comment box. Mag-comment lang kayo dyan. And then, all the comments that we'll have on this video, i-shout out natin sa susunod nating video. You can include the name of your school, from what place are you, saang lugar tong school na to, and your colleagues, pwede din nating i-shout out lahat yan. I'll see you on our next video. Always be kind to everyone. God bless you. And always smile.